Alrighty. Oh no, the screen is a little bit messed up here. Let's see if I can get this figured out. Let me know how that looks on your guys' end. But welcome back, everybody. We just played yesterday, and here we are once again to watch Tarleton take on another NECC team this week, or this day more like. It's going to be the Bisons. The Bisons, I believe it's their gold team. Not too sure what that all entails, but it is the team today. And we went straight into draft already. We got NASA's first picked by Tarleton. Gimmick ready to play it. Specific music on. There we go. So yeah, NASA's first picked. Gimmick classic. Last time Gimmick played a classic pick, he popped off on the Mel. So, yeah. Holy yapping. I need to wake up here, guys. But on the Bison side, went ahead and picked Ash and Lilia. And Tarleton's going to follow that up with a Jinx Teemo pick. And we're going to see what they pick here at this last second. I'm waiting to pick. And I'm trying to get rid of this black part here. So I can actually see the full screen. I don't know why it's like that. Just give me one moment, guys. I'm going to try and figure this out. Yeah, I'm currently not. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the screen right now. For some reason, I don't know if you see it on your end. Just the black border around the screen. I'm trying to get it to full screen. So as soon as I get that figured out, we'll be big chillin'. I'll go back to yapping. All right, I believe that fixed it. Hopefully that did. Soon, in a minute, I'll be able to tell when it updates on your guys' end. But for now, welcome back, everybody. Going straight into this game, they should be finishing up draft on their side. Yeah, okay, sweet. I should be able to get swapped over now into the actual league draft. The screen's finally full screen. Love to see it. But let's go ahead and talk about these team comps on both sides. On Tarleton's side, we see B. Jord with the Garen in the top lane, followed up with Teemo in the jungle. A classic slidden play. Love to see it. Besides that, we have Gimmick on the Nasus. I mean, want to see not 1v9 on this champion. If there is any champion, I'd say that is Gimmick's champion. The D-Kane, the Stacker. Gimmick just loves playing it, and it works out very well for him. And then Labubu and Val the Grand in bot lane, as always. And we got the, well, I guess not always, as they have been trying some different roles, but Tarleton has gone back to the initial setup, followed up with, in this game, a Jinx and Blitzcrank. A very strong bot lane, especially if Blitz can hit these hooks. Jinx can get fed really early on, which can just hyper accelerate her and allow her to take over. And then on the opposite side, the Bisons, they have a Gragas and a Lilia, Yone, Ashe, and Milio. So with that double range bot lane where they are playing a lot more squishy champions, Blitzcrank is going to have a lot better time here. If y'all don't know, he hooks people in, and especially into squishy targets like that, he can generally one-shot them. Now, Val is going to have to be a little bit careful, though, because if he does hook in Yone or Gragas, they can potentially look to ult and possibly allow them to get just a highway express onto Tarleton's backline. So it does matter who you hook. But if you do find a good one, I mean, we've seen what happens so many times when one pick happens before a Dragon or a Baron. It can just secure a team a free fight and allow them to win from that. But I don't think we've seen Lilia too often. We have seen Gragas before. Last time it was the Gragas. We've seen it twice now, I believe. First time, B. Jord was playing Jax into it and it did not go good. But then he picked Darius into it the second time, and he dominated that lane. And now it looks like for this third time, we have a Garen pick. So we're going to have to see how well that goes. But so far, every time we've seen B. Jord on the Garen, it's gone pretty swell. And he likes to go with the Ignite early on. Yesterday, I guess, the series then, he did take TP in both games. So maybe that's the little spice he was missing. Hopefully with having that Ignite, you'll be able to find some of these early trades. Gragas's, and they normally tend to take TP, but we had seen some take some Ignite before, so it'll be interesting to see what Bison's top laner does end up going here. Besides that, Lilia versus Teemo Jungle, I mean, I feel like we're probably going to never really see them fight each other. Both just kind of want to farm. They can't really one-shot each other, so might not see too much there. I will say, Lilia, she's all about movement speed, so having a champion like Nasus or Teemo Shrooms, both just really effective slows, it is going to be really good for Tarleton here, as if you can slow Lilia, CC her, and just lock her down, she gets bursted especially pretty fast, as long as you can actually hit her. But yeah, like I'm saying, with all those slows, it definitely make it a lot easier. Maybe Lilia might choose to go Swifties or something this game to give her some of that slow resist. That could be quite interesting. And then mid lane, normally we see Gimmick going into a mage mid laner, and it is normally harder for melee to survive in that matchup. However, Gimmick somehow normally finds a way to make it happen. But this time, there we go. I believe that should do for the stream. We are actually in, not a black screen. Love to see it. Love seeing. Let's go ahead and get on objective timers right off the bat so we can instantly see them. 4 minutes and 30 seconds-ish till Dragon. Now we know right away. Labubu did opt for the Ghost. He hasn't really taken it too much. He did take it on Ashe the other day, and it did help him find some aggressive plays. However, nothing too insane. They do get that early ward down, and a hook's going to come out right away from Val, already poking the Milio. Looks like Tarleton are going to trade it out, and it's going to be fairly even, as I bet the total HP lost on both sides almost equivalates to the same. Blitzcrank level 1 isn't too scary, but as soon as he gets level 2, he definitely becomes a threat as he has that knock-up, which just that 1 second of CC is enough to secure kills a lot of the times. Just like we're talking about in pre-draft, or I guess pre-game, Bjor did take the Ignite, and Gragas did go for the Teleport. I like what I was thinking, so yeah, Gragas probably just trying to play for his life early on, play a little safer. Let me move that out of the way. And I would like to say, guys, I can't see chat today. Glad Streamlabs decided to work, so feel free, chat it up, ask any questions, and if there is any mess ups or mistakes, let me know, and I'll actually be able to see it this time. Besides that, just some farming going around the rest of the map. Kind of like what I was talking about, Gimmick normally go into range matchups, so this is kind of a different scene, just a normal melee matchup in the mid lane. Yone will still have that early prio, as Nasus is just naturally weaker early on. But like we've seen Gimmick's Nasus get, he can get extremely strong just by farming for about 15 minutes or so, to the point where he can 1v2 and just take over. Right now, they do have some vision, so they know Schlitten is clearing towards bot side. They know he just finished Raptors. At the same time, Lilia is doing her camps. Both junglers just around the same point in the game. So the first little scrapple might be over this bot scuttle, as both the junglers are positioning for it. It's going to be a matter of which one gets there first. But Milio has put a ward in that tri-bush in bot lane to know if Teemo does cross over. Now, Blitzcrank looking to go in here. He does get knocked back by the Milio, so it's going to stop the push. Jinx traps are coming out, and that's going to allow Blitzcrank to hit a nasty hook as Ashe gets ignited. Jinx popping the flash, going to force Ashe to use both of her summoners. Blitzcrank flashing as well, ready for the follow-up. Lilia is coming in time as well. Looks like they should be able to kill Ashe here with the poison. Maybe not. Jinx is going to be forced to flash away here if she wants to live. Labubu does commit the flash. Will it be enough, though? And he does dodge the Lilia Q, so it's going to allow him to live. Everyone's just running around with low HP here. And looks like, wow, no one's going to end up dying. So many members drawn down to 1 HP. I mean, Labubu went down super low. The Ashe went down super low from the Teemo poison. Just was not enough from having all those Milio's heals and shields. He was able to stay up and standing. But that summoner's coming out from everyone besides Milio. Already got some early fighting here. I would say Bison's went up. Only reason why is because Lilia was able to get the bottom scuttle before joining that fight. So she does have that 4 CS advantage. But looks like Schlitten is going for that scuttle crab now. So he was able to even it out in the end. He's not going to get double scuttled today. So far, Gimmick holding the wave a little bit in mid lane. Garen definitely positioning himself for a kill here, as he will get level 6 real soon, as he's already level 5. It's 4.5 minutes into the game. He has the Ignite, so he really wants to get something here. Lilia will be clearing down, so she should leave him alone. I feel like Bjord really goes strong into these matchups where he can just farm it out and not have to deal with the enemy jungler, where he can just solo 1v1 the top laner. Definitely a lot more in his element there. At this point, he's just trying to wait till level 6 here. Garen almost has that one-shot combo with his ult. Gragas is slowly healing up from his passive every, like, I don't know, like 10 seconds or so. Whenever he uses an ability, it heals him. But Bjord gonna poke him down a little bit. Oh, and Gragas is gonna send his ult. So if y'all didn't know, that's Gragas' ult. The big barrel, and knocks people back. Meantime, bot lane is getting ganked. Jinx is just slowed from the Lilia and the Ashe. However, with Schlitten joining up, they will be okay. And Garen picks up first blood. Great play by Bjord there. I mean, we talked about how he's going to re-engage when his abilities were off cooldown. And sure enough, he did. He didn't have to use Ignite, which is great. Well, Yone's ulting in here. Oh, looks like maybe if Val hooks in there, maybe a tower hit and then a few extra autos would have killed Yone. I mean, he would have instantly gone back after his E procced, but maybe CCing him long enough could have gotten him killed. But the fact that they all lived, really good for Tarleton there. Looks like they will lose this first dragon, but when you have a Jinx Nasus on your team, you don't really care too much about wanting to take these early fights. You would much rather wait to play whenever you at least have one item or even two. So not the worst for Tarleton here, just waiting it out, farming it out. Most importantly, though, they are living throughout all these ganks. So far, Schlitten doing a great job at matching these ganks or starting them himself. So Tarleton, they are not alone in this bot lane. They definitely have their jungler looking out for them. In the meantime, Bjord is just going to continue putting on that pressure top lane. As soon as Gragas walks up, he just QEs on him. Ooh, Gimmick. Might look for a solo kill here. Yone doesn't have ult. He still has flash, though. Yone is aware of that, so he's just playing directly under tower as far as he can be. Valorant trying to look for a hook there. But nothing too much going on. Just some little trades here and there. Yone going in, he does miss. He's gonna have to base now, as one Nasus Q will kill him. But with Lilia here, it looks like he's gonna try to get some help. Oh! What is Yone doing? One Nasus Q is all it took. And now Gimmick says, that's too bad. I'm gonna look for the 1v2 as he ghosts the Lilia, forces the Lilia to return with her own ult. In the end, he doesn't have enough mana to keep chasing her down, as he doesn't have any more for his Q. But still, getting that kill on Yone and then forcing the Lilia ult, that'll just help clear some pressure off of his team. It's gonna make it harder for Lilia to gank for a bit. But still, getting that solo kill is always so nice, especially when you're playing a scaling champion like that. So far, Tarleton not making too many mistakes, as they have yet to die. But both their solo laners have gotten 2 solo kills, so looking like a great start to this game. As then Valdegrand hits a nasty hook onto Milio, and that's actually going to make both the Ashe and Milio use their ults as well as the heal. Ooh, looks like another solo kill might just happen here, as the Gragas falls once again. Bjord already loving this Garen pick, going 2-0 as he's going to develop almost a 30 CS lead here after Gragas loses this big minion wave top lane. That's going to feel real bad. I mean, he does have teleport, so maybe he'll catch some of those minions. Yeah, it looks like he will end up using it. Gragas, though, he looks like he's first building Rod of Ages. It's more of a HP tankier item, so he won't have damage for a while. So Bjord should be in control of this lane for the foreseeable future, as Gimmick is starting to take control over his lane as well. Tarleton able to lock it down on the sides here. Looks like Schlitten made some contact with Yone, but nothing's going to happen. as everyone's going to go back to farming. Jinx sitting on a lot of gold right now. Ooh, Valdegrand using his flash. And Lilia still doesn't have ult from that mid lane gank, so she isn't able to do anything too crazy, but it looks like crazy enough to get enough kills bot lane. Tarleton ended up losing 1-3 there. Val just going in on that Milio. It would have been good if Jinx had her ult or anything, but Labubu did not. Although Jinx able to cash in on a lot of gold. Interested to see what item Labubu decides to go first here. As he does have the Noon Quiver. I'm not too for sure what first item he wants with that. But right now just some trading's going around. Lilia does have ult now though. She's going to instantly proc it. However, Yone will proc it right away with his triple Q. Nasus will continue to heal off of his Q. Oh, and he couldn't get one more Q down. He could have traded the Yone's life, but it's not enough as he falls right before he could do it. Getting both of their ults and flashes though. Definitely not the worst trade. Ashe winning another ult on Labubu, which should allow her just run down Labubu as he ends up falling. Tarleton trying to make a play happen bot lane, but it just does not pan out. They're not respecting the Ashe arrow enough, as she's now used it twice to really stop their plans. I think Valdegrand has to try and position himself to... Wait, does... No. Bjord falls to the 1v1 after going 2-0. The minions are enough to take him out. So much action in just 11 minutes. Non-stop back and forth. As now Valdegrand is trying to get this Milio. He does slow himself, but it's enough as he's able to hit the Milio. Now just Teemo does the poison and ignite kill, and it does. Teemo getting a shutdown is now getting chased by Lilia. The Jinx should be able to help, as yeah, Lily's just gonna have to back out in the end, just clearing some vision. I mean, a good gank right there by Schlitten. We've been seeing him gank a lot here. Lilia is setting up for Dragon though. I feel like it's going to be mainly up to Gimmick to really stop the enemy from doing this Dragon if he wants to. He's kind of the main power source Tarleton has at this moment. But at the same time, we know Gimmick likes to farm early. But here he's come. He's come down pretty early. Only 250 stacks so far. They have full vision of this Dragon. Schlitten's going to go for a steal, but he's not able to get it. Will Teemo be able to make it out? Not for sure here. As the rest of the Tarleton just gets CC'd down. Not in a great position as they end up losing 3 members and the Dragon. Just an overcommit. At that point, you just got to give that objective, but they wanted to try and go for it. But instead, the Bisons were able to pull off the team fight. Labubu looks like he was in a position where he could have got tower dove, but Lilia did back, so he should be in the clear for now. This Gragas has just been able to start beating Bjord, probably just due to the fact he was able to get the item before Bjord did, as he decided to go for those tier 2 boots, which put him behind a little bit from finishing his item. Teemo is ganking top lane right now. We'll see that right after that. Gragas with no E. This should allow Bjord just to run at him and not have to get knocked back at all. Schlitten just running into Lilia. Looks like that will be his downfall. Trading 1-for-1 so far. Lilia's trying to look for more. Will she be able to find anything? Like not, but she was able to get the 1 kill. She now has a fully stacked Dark Seal, giving her plenty of extra AP and damage. Schlitten is starting to fall a little bit behind in CS, as Lilia has just been perma-farming while Schlitten has been trying to constantly gank his team here.
But to see what ends up panning out in the end, which one was more worth it. Right now, Bisons do have the 2 dragons, so they are just looking to scale, looking to play a little bit slower here. Alright, this could be it for Yon here, as he gets slowed, withered down, and then the rest of the members gank mid lane, as Nasus is able to pick up a kill for 500 gold. The Boo tried getting it with his rocket, but the Yon just got bursted down before it could even hit. Garen just going in on that Gragas. Okay, really good hook by Val there. It's actually going to end up forcing the Ashe to have to use her flash to get out. And her ult as well. Her ult continuing just to run at them. And Labubu picks up the kill with the passive. He runs away. Now he's going back in, trying to get the Milio. Oh, and the hook would have landed, but it's going to force the Milio flash. Very good 2v2 by Tarleton's bot lane there. Able to get both of their flashes out, but at the same time still getting a kill. I mean, that's what Jinx really needed there. Okay, Lilia has ulted Gimmick mid lane, but they are not aware that Schlitten is now here. Or he is not here anymore, as he's forced to flash away and get out of there. Okay, will this be a solo kill? Looks like not. Gragas is just able to use his abilities to always run away. As Tarleton bot lane takes up a tower plates, getting that gold. Oh! Unfortunate for Bjord. The Gragas lived on 5 HP there. We've been seeing that happen a lot recently where, I mean, on both sides, both teams, everyone just keeps living on nothing. Obviously enough to keep him alive. Val getting chased off of this or minion wave. He was trying to hold it for Labubu. Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds, so especially with it being third dragon, Tarleton are definitely going to want to try and do something about it. As Lilia is near this top side, roaming back down, she has plenty of movement speed to go across the map and not have to worry too much about missing out on an objective. Gimmick going in on Yon here. It looks like he's just going for that 1Q. Doesn't want to overcommit. He knows this Lilia has been ganking him a lot. And that one Lilia ability did half of Schlitten's HP. At this point, she's very strong and scary. She hits a big ultimate. Could be really bad for Tarleton here. You have to be safe, be careful walking up to this dragon fight. Val misses the hook. Gonna allow Lilia to start the dragon. Gimmick does have first rotate here, even though it's really easy for Yon to follow up with his ult. But right now, they are getting collapsed on both sides, as Tarleton look to go in here. However, it looks like they aren't able to find anything. Instead, Val's just gonna get chunked down. Okay, he lands the hook onto Lilia, and Schlitt is able to secure the dragon. They have to kill someone to get the Jinx passive. Looks like they haven't gotten anyone just yet. Lilia really low. Jinx ult going in. It misses the Lilia, but Nasus is able to take her down. It's just up to Ashe. The rest of Tarleton's trying to run away, back out from this fight. Ooh, the boo-boo with the sidestep, allowing him to live as Schlitten picks up another kill from his poison. Tarleton ended up trading that 2 for 3, so even though they do lose a kill, in the end, they still managed to get the dragon. Very important for extending this game out longer, as it just stalls the dragon's soul. And the fact, if they're able to pick up, ooh, looks like, with the slows, I don't think Labubu will be able to live here. The tower just fell, and he just got caught. But like I was saying, if you could get 4 Mountain Drags here, would be really good for Tarleton, as having that shield and then the tankiness from 4 Mountain Drags is just really strong, especially into a pure damage comp, which is what Bisons have got going for them. Already, though, having that one will be it for now. As Tarleton, they are positioning themselves for this Herald. However, it looks like they will be ganking top lane before anything happens. But Gragas will just be able to ult Blitzcrank away. as Val is just wanting to torment this guy, not wanting to give up the pressure. Labubu and Gimmick have lane swapped, so we do see Gimmick in bot lane going for this Yone. Yone's gonna ult, but Gimmick's gonna stand in front of it to tank it. I mean, at this point, look how strong this Nasus pick is. Yone's gonna try to triple Q over the wall, but Nasus will be able to Q him before then, shutting him down. I guess it wasn't a shutdown, but he did kill him. Put him in the grave. And Nasus is gonna TP in here, wanting to help his team secure this play. Now, Lilia is going to solo ult the Nasus. A little suspicious here. As, yeah, she isn't able to get anything from that. But she is taking almost negative damage. Healing from Labubu's damage. He just doesn't have his Infinity Edge yet, so he's still very weak. Okay, Val hits the hook. And that's going to allow Jinx to hit the traps. I mean, you can already see whenever this Jinx starts to get items, she's going to do a lot of damage. Even though doesn't have much there, just that AoE still chunked them down pretty good. So you can just imagine what it's gonna be like if once he does get Infinity Edge and just some other things. Ooh, okay, Bjord barely almost got his back stopped, but he was able to make it in time. Almost has his second item. Let's go and do a stack check on Gimmick while we see him. Almost at 500 stacks. At 20 minutes in the game, I'm going to say that's good. I don't really know if it is, but we're going to say it is for the sake of Gimmick playing it. I mean, we did see him a second ago just delete this Yone. As soon as he was able to get behind him, he just boom, bop, bam, took him down. Is Val's a little caught here, or are they caught as Schlitten follows up with this gank, and it's going to force the Ashe to flash away. Gragas overstepping a little bit, but at this point, he isn't really taking much damage. The man is just so tanky. Labubu has no mana, so he wants to reset. He also has Infinity Edge by now, as it's been quite some time sitting on this component, so he does complete it. And just so y'all are aware, I mean, I haven't mentioned it recently just because we've had it for a little bit, but if you do look under their summoner spells, you can see their quest completions. As you can see, everyone has completed their quest in this game so far, and that's why both the ADCs don't have boots, because it's in their 7th slot that you don't get to see. So, Labubu does already have those, and he did finish that Infinity Edge. Definitely going to be in a good position for this dragon fight, as he has that big damage boost. Blitzcrank hit the hook on Milio. It looks like they aren't able to really follow up just quite yet. Right now, Schlitten's getting chased down by the Lilia. Nasus getting ulted by the Yone. In the meantime, Val is getting fought on the other side. He tries to do a return hook to possibly get a pick, but Lilia just has that high movement speed and is able to run away. Blitzcrank looking for the hook, and it does connect. That Wither is just so devastating as Lilia uses the Zonias, but she dies. However, she stalled long enough to deny the Jinx from getting passive, but Labubu's going to flash in, gets one, he gets stunned, but he's going to look for another kill. Oh, the Yone is forced to flash onto him, and he's able to shut him down. Now, Gimmick does have TP, so he should be able to come in here and stop them from getting Dragon. Unless they just clear it too fast. Let's see if he gets back in time. Yes, he's already sending the TP. This should be good enough for him to get there in time. We're going to skip the camera down here. I feel like this is more important, as Nasus is now here, going for the Yone. Oh my, look at this Nasus damage. Is it going to be enough, though? And it is. Okay, it's going to be... Can Gimmick just solo this dragon? I don't know, Milio's trying to stop him. The Q does more damage than anything Milio can throw out, so it's really up if this Milio can steal it or not. And Nasus does secure it. Bjord forced to flash top lane to stay alive. But for now, Tarleton secure yet another dragon, allowing them to scale even longer. Another 5 minutes added to the board, as Gimmick is just becoming very strong with his stacks. And this will just give him more time to stack. And Jinx looking to get their third item. If they get a Hurricane, it's going to be very good. But, I mean, great team fight right there. Bison's just overplayed by trying to get a dragon, thinking Tarleton couldn't react, but the gimmick TP was just too strong. Blitzcrank gets the knockup and the hook, but Milio's able to knock away Schlitten. Oh, but the Ashe is going to ult. It might be too long. When is the next Blitzcrank hook? 2 seconds. We're going to see anything happen? Nope. Looks like everyone's going to back out in the end. Right now, just going back to some farming. Ashe trying to hit the tower, I guess, but ends up taking a little bit of some poke damage from Labubu. Now, looks like people are kind of positioning around this Baron. It is 25 minutes. Okay, Val hits another hook. However, the traps barely miss. I mean, they do end up connecting in the end. And this Jinx rocket kill this Ashe. Now it looks like they're going to stand in front of her to keep her alive. But that's just going to allow Val to hit a knockup into the hook. And now Labubu is going on a rampage, continuing down this lane, looking for more. But with his low HP, it looks like he's going to reset in the end. Yone trying to ult away, but Gimmick stands in front of it, says, "You're mine." Oh no! Labubu's ult barely misses, but Gimmick does secure the kill. At this point, Labubu is just trying to get some gold to fasten his items, but he won't be able to do that now. As Jord, it looks like at this point, it's more Gragas favored than anything. I didn't expect it to go somewhat, almost so one-sided after that great early game he put on. Just that Gragas has become tanky, and every time Jord tries to go in, he just one combos him to back him up. But Tarleton are going to take the Baron, as Lilia and Yone both were dead, and no one went up to go ward it or anything, so Tarleton got that for free. Jord is in a low spot here, but he does dodge the combo, allowing him to survive. So now 2 dragons and a Baron buff, looking really good for Tarleton. As the Nasus ghost in here, Ashe is going to flash away. Oh, and it looks like Labubu has finished his Hurricane, looking to go towards his next crit item. I mean, as soon as he gets this 100% crit, it's going to be very strong. Schlitten might be caught out here. Oh, Val hits the hook through a bunch of minions. But Ashe just has plenty of heals and shields to get him away. But Lilia is going a little too deep here, as Labubu is just unmatched right now with his damage. Val has been doing a great job at hitting these hooks this game. He's been hitting a lot of crucial ones. I've been loving his combos too. A lot of Blitzcranks, they think they have to Q first, the hook, before they go in. But Val's been doing a great job about knocking them up, backing up while they're still in the air, and then Qing them to almost extend the range and guarantee a hook into the pocket of his team, which just secures the kill. I just say he's doing a great job so far with these hooks. As long as he can keep it up, definitely going to help Tarleton in these later fights. Right now, all eyes are on this next dragon spawn. Lilia was able to claim the purple scuttle crab, giving her full vision of the pit. However, getting it this early on before drag spawn should allow Tarleton to have some time to re-put out some wards. But as it stands, Labubu now at 95% crit chance, looking to build his LDR here. Whenever he gets that, Jinx just becomes a whole different champion. It's like that with almost any ADC. As soon as you get 100% crit, you're guaranteed to hit those attacks. It just feels like you get a buff that's, you know, unmatched in the game. But I will say, he does have Flash Ghost's fight. Very strong. I mean, if he can just get one kill to proc the passive, then that's all he needs. Lilia did hit 2. It looks like she's not going to commit onto it as her team's not there yet. Jord has arrived before this Gragas, but now Gragas is following up. He's going to have that turbo shield since he has that empowered teleport. Tarleton are starting this dragon, as Lilia only solo ulted Gimmick. We're going to see how that pans out, as she's going to get chunked down. Schlitten wins the 50-50, as the rest of Tarleton are going to just go on a rampage here, securing a bunch of kills. Labubu flashes the Gragas ultimate, so he's able to stay alive. As the rest of them trying to look for this Gragas, Tarleton has yet to lose a single member as they continue looking for more. Val picks up yet another hook, getting Bjord another kill. 0 for 4. Tarleton get the dragon. They get the kills. Now they're going to look for more. Possibly a mid tower. But overall, massive team fight. Tarleton played that great. Slidden winning that 50-50 smite. So far, this Lilia keeps solo ult team gimmick. And it's just not working. Like, you have to hit more than one person to have really an effect with your Lilia ult. But, I mean, Tarleton are going to take that, and they're going to take it far as they go ahead and pick up an inhib tower, continuing to put on this push. Possibly looking for an inhib here, setting them up for this Baron up in 2 minutes. Massive play there. I mean, before that fight, Bisons were up almost 2k gold. Now Tarleton sitting up 4k. Completely shifted the game. Gotta say though, both teams are doing a great job at CSing. Everyone's pretty even, except for this Lilia. She is ahead. I mean, she's been ahead since almost the beginning. But everyone else in the game is basically right where they are. Both teams just matching each other. Like I said, Tarleton now having 3 Mountain Drakes, having all those extra resistances. As soon as they get this Mountain Soul, or when they do, having that shield will just keep them from getting burst or one-shot. It's going to make the Ashield a lot harder to find a pick. But good mechanics in that last fight. Labubu just dodging that Gragas ult kept them alive, not losing any of these shutdowns, as we've seen how much gold these shutdowns can give. Gotta be careful about giving any of them. Labubu hit the W, it's gonna slow down the Ashe. Tarleton are just trying to wait it out for this Baron spawn or potentially the Dragon Soul. They don't want to do anything too risky. They know that they have the game in their hands right now, so they don't want to overextend or lose any of these fights. I'd rather just play it safe and wait for an objective to spawn before they jump the gun on anything. Lilia's bot camps are spawning right now, and looks like Labubu and Gimmick want them, as they're going to steal the Gromp and now look for the blue buff. Jinx is going to be very scary this next fight. With that Hurricane being able to send out multiple attacks into a pretty dense comp that Bisons have, they're going to want to group a lot, and Jinx will just take advantage of that. Gimmick going in for some poke here. Looks like he's going to go to the return clone of the Yone, and Yone's going to be so scared that he's just going to ult away. Not having ult. I mean, I guess he may get it before this dragon spawn, so probably worth it to keep his life. But right now, Tarleton are surrounding him, looking to poke him down as Schlitten has joined. And yeah, Yone's just going to get caught. He ults away to stay alive, but now he doesn't have anything, and he just gets picked. Tarleton look to continue this push. Dragon up in 1 minute. They definitely still want to play a little safe, as they don't want to risk anything. Lilia is going to get withered. We talked about that. She's all about movement speed. Now she's getting slowed. She just can't move. Her passive is basically just useless. Real quick right now, look at all these Schlitten shrooms. If the enemy hits any one of those, that's going to be so much HP, as they're just planted all in that bot side jungle, ready for this dragon. He's just ready to catch them walking around, and if they do try to stop him at the drag, they're just going to lose a bunch of random HP. Tarleton a little concerned. They could be on Baron, so they're going to walk up to make sure they're not on it. But now that they spot a mid lane, they know they're okay. Drag spawning in 12 seconds. Tarleton definitely has the advantage here, but Lilia is going to try to trade it for the Baron. Tarleton, they should have seen that, as the Teemo shrooms are popping. Looks like they're just going to try to take drag as soon as possible and make their way to the Baron buff. Lilia, from just those shrooms alone, is now at just, 800 HP. However, it looks like they weren't able to stall long enough to get the Baron buff. It looks like Schlitten's going to be the first one to fall. The next one is Val the Grand. Let's see if Gimmick can make anything happen. His ult has ran out, so I don't think he will. Ends up falling. They do go 0 and 3 there. I guess they get the Yone bot lane. But Tarleton just split up there. They need to stick together, but instead, Ash did claim the bounty on Gimmick. So we're going to see how this plays out in the end. I mean, it could just be the fact that Bisons get the Baron buff, allowing them to not lose any towers and just stall out the game. But with Tarleton getting the Dragon Soul, that is a permanent buff, unlike Baron that goes away. They're probably not too worried about it, as just having that shield in this next fight is going to be just as important as them having Baron. Looks like they're going to get this first tower. Though, I mean, it was at 1 HP. So tier 1 finally falling. Looks like the top lane tower will also fall now as well. At this point, Labubu just wants to get his Bloodthirster. He wants that lifesteal. Ooh, Val the Grand going in, but it's a little questionable as he is alone. Now, with him having no one around him, he's just going to end up dying. Those are the hooks that you don't want to do where you're just too alone. Okay, Ash Arrow hits, leaving Schlitten alone. Now all eyes are on Bjord as the Lilia commits her ultimate, and he just gets bursted down. Tarleton just need to regroup here and stop playing so separated. Now Labubu seeing this Lilia, I mean, we're seeing the damage he's starting to pump out here. With that Bloodthirster, he's just getting tankier, or just able to recover his HP. So even a damage like that shouldn't matter too much, as he'll be able to heal off of this wave here, as we'll see him get right up to full. Looks like Schlitten got caught in bot lane. Tarleton are just losing members one by one. Oh, that Bilio heal is just insane. Brings Lilia up to half. Tarleton really just need to look for a team fight, as Val the Grand finds a hook onto the Ashe. The Labubu damage is coming out, lowering all their members. And he's gonna flash forward. He gets 1, he gets 2. He's looking for more. They know Yone is behind him. He's gonna continue going on forward. Looks like Bisons have made their way out of this play, but at the loss of their jungle and ADC. Great hook by Val the Grand there. Finally, Tarleton look for another little team fight, and they're able to get it, as they end up 3v5ing the Bisons, taking out 2 of their members. Now going to get the inhib. Honestly, Tarleton might just look to end here. It's still 30-second death timers, very long death timers on the side of the Bisons. Yone is forced to flash away. Gragas is slowed now. Labubu just pumping that damage. Look how low they are. Just 2 auto attacks, and they have to get sent back to their tower. And Labubu finds the rocket. He snipes him down, and he's able to kill the Milio, leaving Gragas, and now he falls to the Bjord ult. Labubu dodges the Yone ult, and that's going to be game 1. Labubu, he finds the play with that hook by Val the Grand, and they continue to go down, destroy the rest of the Bison's base, and they're able to secure the win. They lost the first 2 dragons, but they said enough is enough, and they get the next 4, giving them Mountain Soul. Tarleton securing game 1. Overall, great game. I mean, Labubu in the end, he's able to pop off, come out in the end. But for now, I'm going to send you guys to the... We'll be back, and we'll just see you guys in game 2. Here we are, getting into game 2 here. Let's see if I can pop this out. Oh. Well, somehow combine the tabs. I was going to show you this guys in a moment. For now, we're just going to have to close that. Basically, those are just the standings. I mean, we're going to go over them here in just a second. Y'all just got to see a little glimpse of them. See if I can pull this over and get it set up over here. But right now, we're getting straight into draft. As we see Tarleton ban out the Silas, Vago, and Nami. Nothing too surprising. We see those bans quite often. And they're going to first pick the Amumu. I mean, last time Schlitten had a really good game on the Amumu pick. He was able to show some big progression since the last time he's played it. And then over on the Bison side, they banned out the Mel, Brand, and Corky, not wanting to go against that. I do know that Gimmick and Labubu are the people you want to stop from getting ahead. So they do ban that out. And they're going to return it with the Sivir pick. I mean, we did see this yesterday, and it worked out for the enemy. We're going to see how it goes today. But based off of that first game, I mean, Tarleton were able to just have the better team fights, as every time they were grouped up, they just found winning fights after winning fights. The only times that it did end up going poorly for them is near the end there, where they just started getting picked a lot and caught in these side lanes by themselves. But as long as Tarleton groups up, which they managed to do most of the fights last game, they'll be able to win. And it looks like Labuba's going to go for the Smolder. Another hyper-scaling ADC. It looks like we won't be seeing APC tonight. As game 1 with that Jinx, we got to see how well he was able to scale and pop off in those last few fights, bringing the damage. And now he picks Smolder. Another scaler. He is a stacker. And Gimmick is going to pull out the Swain. Right now, Tarleton playing... I like these comps they got going on. Okay, instead of Swain, we're actually going to get a Sona. Alright, so this... I mean, maybe Bison's one up banning the Swain pick now, as they know that Gimmick might be wanting it, or maybe they want them to think that he wants it. You know, mind control the enemy to do a free ban so Tarleton can pick something else they have up their sleeve. I don't know. But for now, they're going to go ahead and pick Braum. Braum is pretty good into the Smolder Sona, as the Braum shield, like I talked about yesterday, can block a lot of projectiles. So Smolder ult, Sona ult, they're both kind of like straight lines that, you know, Sona's her stuns while Smolder does some damage, but Braum shield can just delete those. However, as we saw yesterday, you have to be very careful and very specific when you use that Braum shield. And if they end up just using it not wisely, then it just won't be useless, or it would just be useless. That's the thing with Braum, is you have to position pretty good, and if you don't, well, then you can get caught out for it. I'll just show those as soon as draft is done. But right now, we're just trying to do the last few bans. We see the Darius get banned away. They don't want Bjord to have that. And they ban out the Swain. Wonder if Tarleton was trying to mind control them there and get them to ban it, or if they were wanting it, decided last second not to pick it. The Gimmick did, Tarleton did ban the Syndra and Ahri. A lot of mid laners getting banned out here. I wonder what Gimmick will end up pulling out. Might see the Orianna. It has been a while. That is one of his comfort champions. Let's go and look at the mid laner tab here. See what we got going on. We could see an Aurelion Sol maybe. Potentially see... yeah, Orianna. It looks like they do pick the Ahri. Tarleton was going to ban it, but they swapped to the Rek'Sai, and they're going to end up taking the Ahri. I know Annie's a really good counter into that. What does Tarleton do here? They're thinking long and hard. They're going to go for the Victor. We haven't seen that in a while, but Gimmick definitely plays that champion. He likes that champion. And Bjord set, I mean, that's a classic in and of itself. We've seen that a lot this year. One of his comfortable blind picks. That and Jax, I'd say, are his biggest blind picks. But he did go with the set today. It makes sense with this team comp. They already have some CC. And these guys kind of... Jax doesn't have as much value as they have a lot of spell attackers, not so much auto attackers. And Malphite is going to get picked. I mean, overall, both have really good team fighting comps. It really just comes down to who's going to execute it better. I feel like both of these guys have a strong possibility of winning the fight. I mean, each of them have AoE, each of them have damage, each of them have tankiness. So overall, some very even comps on both sides. Now it's just going to be up to the carries to see who's able to perform more. We'll say on the Bison side, as we see here, their jungler is their best player, Diamond 2. So they did put them on the Sejuani, which is a little interesting, making them go tank instead of going a damage dealer. But as we wait for draft here, it looks like we're gonna... I'll tell them R2. Let's get in this game, guys. Awesome. So while that's loading, we already know what they're gonna pick. We're gonna take a look here at the standings. So these haven't fully updated since yesterday, as you know, it still shows Tarleton going 1-1. We do know that Tarleton now is 1-2 here, with the Pioneers taking on their 4th win overall, just based off the games yesterday. So a little outdated, but this does give us a little glimpse of what's going on here. Kind of like what I was talking about yesterday. You see Tarleton's only played 2 games. A lot of people have played 3, now by 4, as you know, like I said, the Pioneers 4-0. After today's game, Tarleton will be caught up. And as you can see right now, though, Bisons, they were in 2nd place, or tied at least in 2nd, both going 3-0 like the Pioneers. Concordia was the first team we lost to, I believe. And so right now that kind of puts Tarleton at a really good spot here. If they can beat the Bisons, this should knock them down to then 3-1, putting Tarleton at 2-2. Definitely going to help boost them up. I have to check the results of this game from this week to see what really ended up happening yesterday. But yeah, Tarleton has a really good shot here. You know, if y'all don't know, it is top 4 that goes to playoffs for NECC. I mean, Tarleton still has plenty of games left. You see there's 8 teams, so they have 7 games in total. That's not even close to a 7. 7 games in total. Tarleton now playing their 4th game, so we're still going to see 3 more games, 3 more weeks of just the regular season. But this is definitely going to be one of the big games that Tarleton needs to win to really secure a top 4 spot. So already getting that game 1 victory, very important. Tarleton now looking to get their the 2nd win to win the series here. I don't know if y'all care for those standings. That can keep us updated, but just thought I'd go and show that to kind of give y'all a perspective. We've been having a lot of C-Lol games as well. So that's why we've been having a lot of league games this semester. It has been fun to watch, though, as it's just more games for us to, you know, get a watch in the end and have me yap a bunch. But we're going to get here in the last 2 minutes of spectator delay. I'll just kind of go over some of the champions in this game. I mean, I don't think I really have to say much about Set. We see him plenty often by B-Jord. Biggest things is he's good. His ult has really good peel. His W does big damage. He'll just run down some people. Besides that, Amumu, another champion we've seen pretty often. Schlitten, like we saw last time he picked it, he's improved so much on that champion. You know, early in the season, it was kind of like, man, why does Tarleton keep picking it? But now it's like, okay, let him cook. I see what he's been doing. He's been in that kitchen prepping. Yeah, I saw the chat. We are 1 and 2 right now. Like I said, it's not fully updated. NECC just hasn't fully updated yet. So if they do win this series, they would put them at 2 and 2. So, but getting a win off of a top team is very important, as that'll just help get them closer to that top 4 position. But yeah, if you have any more questions about that, let me know in chat. But Victor mid lane, we haven't seen it recently, but Gimmick does like playing that champion. It scales pretty well, especially having that Amumu that can shred magic resist. Helps pump out some big numbers. We have seen a Victor ult before grow massive, because whenever it gets evolved from his passive, he just gets it evolved from getting minions and getting kills and everything like that. He can evolve abilities, and eventually he can do his ults. But whenever it gets a kill, it just gets bigger, and then it gets bigger, and eventually, I don't know if y'all remember, I think it was a couple weeks now, but I believe it was the enemy Victor ult, and just ended up consuming almost the entire drag pit. That thing can just go insane. Looks like we are swapping screens. Hopefully continues being good. Smolder pick, big. We'll keep looking at his stacks throughout the game. But the big numbers for you guys to know is 25, 125, and 225. As those are all the times his stuff really gets upgraded. I don't know why. Try that. There we go. That fixed that. Sweet. Oh, he does have the reindeer smolder skin. Very cute skin here. I mean, Tarleton having 5 skin. Oh wow. Everyone has a skin in this game. Crazy to think. I mean, League being this old, people definitely have plenty. On the other side, we have the Malphite, Sejuani, Braum, all 3 big tanky CC people. And then finally with the Sivir and Ahri. Now, this is like the longest loading screen we've gotten. Has me a little concerned, as it's normally like an instant pop here. This tells me either it's on our end or they paused the game as soon as they got in there. I guess we kind of just look at some of this other stuff. If this lasts for too much longer, I have to check it out. Just say 0 MS up here. Let's see if they are in this game right now. Yeah, they are. All right, guys. We're going to see if we can close it and re-get in here. Give me a sec. Wait, you get all skins unlocked with? I thought you only got that with CeeLo and it was only like select skins. Unless they changed that recently. I mean, I haven't played in NECC in over a year now, so I guess maybe that's why I'm not a knower. Okay, so it does look like it was just them actually pausing the game as BJord's, I guess, PC or something had issues. So glad to know it wasn't on our end. We just had to wait patiently until they unpaused it. So we haven't missed anything. We haven't, like I said, we haven't missed anything. So that's always good. You never know sometimes with the League client if it's you or them or just the game. But Ari putting down that ward, but Victor is able to put out some chunk damage. Val teasing them a little bit. He knows they're in the bush. He knows they have vision there. Just gonna dance. But both games, this mid laner likes to get awarded on that Raptors pit, allowing them to know when Schlitten crosses the map. Right now, Victor doing a great job at dodging those skill shots, able to walk up and poke down the Ahri. So far, it looks like every side of the map is fighting right now. Ooh, that's a pretty cool smolder chroma, that blue. Kind of reminds me of like a Starry Night almost. Very cool skins, I guess. I did not know everyone got them. That's pretty cool, though. But BJord looking to poke down Malphite here. Might go for an early kill. He doesn't have Ignite, though, so he won't be able to do anything too crazy. Looks like an early gank is coming out from the Sejuani, going for the level 3 gank, but Val is able to flash it just in time. Oh, but it looks like he just walked back a little too close. First blood going over Sejuani, able to get a cheeky gank. Looks like it ends up working out for them. But Labubu is just going to farm it out right now. Not going to be too bothered that his support died. Gimmick's doing a really good job right now about zoning this Ahri out. He's dodging the abilities and then just poking her down. Same with BJord in the top lane. You can tell Gimmick's looking for a kill. One kill, never too bad. Tarleton just going back to farming. That's how it is a lot of the times in the early game. Oh, Gimmick forcing out the Ahri flash. Right now playing this mid lane extremely well. BJord doesn't have a flash to get out, but he doesn't need it. Sejuani will gank, but he's just able to get out. Gotta say at this point, gonna do a quick helps just be able to farm up more stats. Every time he has his E up, he just pokes the Ahri down. As Val will go ahead and gets the triple fairy charm, giving him that bunch of mana regen. It's gonna help him be able to spam his spells, heal up Labubu, and just, well, she has stopped her back, wasting a little bit of time here. I will say the Sejuani is doing a lot differently than last game. Instead of perma farming, she's now trying to perma gank. We've now seen like almost 4 ganks this game in just 5 minutes. Trying to look for kills. So far, only one of them really working out on that first one that got Val. But Tarleton have adjusted to it, playing a lot safer. Now that they're level 6, looks like Malphite has kind of taken back control in top lane. He will slowly run out of mana, but currently while he has it, he can just spam his Q. Doing a lot of damage. Good sidestep there by Labubu. Pokes the Sivir a little bit and just takes 0 damage. He's able to juke away from that boomerang. Okay, it looks like the exhaust is coming out. Ooh, Amumu is here. And Schlitten is able to pick up the kill. Looks like in the meantime, Gimmick ended up dying mid lane, but not before he got a kill of his own. He's able to trade 1 for 1. Go even on that. Ari will just continue to get behind, and Victor will keep scaling. Every kill Victor gets is like 25 of his stacks. As you can see, he has this one right now. Every time this gets to 100, he gets to upgrade the ability like I was talking about. And since it's at 7, that means he probably just claimed one. We'll have to see what ability he decided to upgrade. But getting that upgrade before Dragon Fight, very important, as every upgrade will just do more and more damage. Ooh, Val. I mean, he does take the Sejuani ult. Yeah, okay. Sejuani had smite, but I mean, we got the dragon, and they got 2 kills. I'm just a little flabbergasted what happened there. Schlitten accidentally smited the Braum, and then Sejuani, I guess, just assumed dragon got stolen or taken by the Mumu, so she didn't even bother to smite it. Yeah, I mean, we'll take it though. +1 dragon and +2 kills. Schlitten does die, but Labubu makes it out alive. Currently, Labubu sitting on 4 assists. He's just the support character, even though I'm sure he would love to have any of those kills. Sona with the very fun build right now, just going pure. Right now, everyone's just going back to farming. Tarleton starting to get these tower plates bot lane. Gonna help Smolder continue to scale. Did I just say tokens? Probably, bro. I'd just be yapping a lot. I don't really know what I say half the time. I see a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Like this tower dive bot lane, where Tarleton are gonna have to back up. They try to dive the Sivir. Val gets the kill as it looked away just to see this Victor mid lane, and it looks like he'll be able to trade yet another kill. Every time Gimmick gets ganked, he's able to return a kill back. Really good here, as he'll just continue to get stacks. Malphite having to run away. He has no mana. He can't ult away. He does have flash though, and he will use it. Oh, it looks like the Sejuani is going to flash forward, and it looks like they just flash towards their doom as Labubu picks up his first kill. He's got to be loving it. Surely that gives him enough gold for Essence Reaver, and it does. Smolder is now officially online with that item. He goes from a scaler to a damage dealer early on, it feels like. At the same time, Gimmick has picked up his Luden's Echo. A lot of members now starting to get really strong. Ari does have the Malignance, but that is definitely more of it's a cheaper item, so her getting it doesn't necessarily equate to power. It's still good to have, but Luden's Echo will benefit Gimmick more, especially with how much he's poking the Ari. Be able to keep proccing that passive, keep doing that little extra chunk of damage with his Summoner Aerie. As we see Schlitten gank bot lane, Sivir has yet to really land a spell shield that saved her, as getting double stunned allows Labubu to pick up another 2 kills, looking to continue on his killing spree. You already know he has to be happy after getting 5 assists, getting 3 back-to-back kills. Bjord getting ganked right now. The Malphite does have ult. Will he follow up? And he will. And it looks like Bjord will end up dying, even though he used the flash. At this point, though, ganking Bjord really isn't going to do much, as Labubu and Gimmick are all of Tarleton's damage right now, so the fact that they're getting so fed right now is going to be very bad for the Bisons. Sivir is going to ult down the Sona though, but Val is just going to walk away. A little bit of BM coming out. And it looks like it will be enough to get him killed. But maybe, yeah, Labubu's going to be able to return 2 kills. So even though Val dies, I'm sure Labubu was probably telling him to do that just so he can get a double kill. You know, he would sacrifice so many days a week to get that double kill. But now Ahri's bot lane, she missed the Q and the charm, leaving her just with 1 more ult left. Labubu trying to run away, but Sejuani has arrived. But Schlitten flashes in, stuns the Ahri with the barrier. He's going to stay alive, but the Sejuani's chasing him down. And the shutdown will go to Sejuani. Labubu tried doing everything he could. Same with his team. Schlitten flashing in, saving him. And Gimmick following down as well. But Sejuani is just able to find the last bit of damage he needed to do. And claims the shutdown. I mean, good play right now, though. 5-1-6. Labubu looking strong. And Schlitten, again, putting on a performance. He's so far hit, I think, almost every Q that he's done in these ganks. He's just been landing them. He's finding these picks, these kills, and these objectives as well. As Tarleton getting their 2nd dragon there. It looks like we will... My bad, guys. We don't have the timers. How are we supposed to know without the timers? Alright, it's going to be Mountain Soul once again. So we did see it last game. We're going to see it this game too. I mean, like we saw, it's always just a good one to have. Smolder just got the 125, so now his Q does that little bounce. Again, and all those stages of Smolder just kind of give him another way to stack a little faster. And it looks like he will be going for the Spear of Sojin 2nd item. It's not a traditional ADC item, but you can go it on Smolder. It does give you some tankiness, a little bit of beefiness. Sejuani looking for another gank, at least an invade on this top jungle. Schlitten is getting surrounded a little bit. As we see right now, Sejuani's taking the Gromp. Ahri has arrived. So a fight might break out here. Schlitten, the first one to get poked down. He does get the blue buff. And he's going to ult the Sejuani back into his team. He's staying alive. The Ahri is able to keep herself alive as well. Looks like Bijo's going to be the next one to fall. It's just up to Gimmick. Now this Malphite doesn't have ult, so he can't really follow up too much more. As Gimmick will continue to poke him down. Ooh, okay, Labubu just flashing in. Sivir spell shielding nothing once again. Wow, Labubu picks up another double kill. At this point, he's just starting to farm the minions and the bot lane. Let's see how many stacks he has right now. 165 at 14 minutes. A good rule of thumb is you want 10 stacks a minute. So you would be thinking 140 stacks right now, maybe 150 as it gets close to 15. So the fact that he's at 165 is definitely good. He is a little bit ahead in that stack department, but of course he's ahead in gold. As we see, he's up 50 CS, 7 kills, and 4 assists on the Sivir. That's going to help Tarleton really have priority for this dragon, as this will put them towards their soul point. So, I mean, we see that Sejuani is just making plays happen top lane, but that's just on the wrong side of the map. Not the side of the map that matters this game, as a fed Smolder is just one of the worst things you can have in a game, as once it gets that execute at 225, even an inting Smolder becomes useful at that point. So having one that's fed is just as good, if not, I mean, of course, way better than a feeding one. Am I right, guys? But we have 154 seconds, 1 minute 54 seconds till dragon. Starting to get tired. Holy moly! Gimmick does get caught, but another fight is breaking out in mid lane. I don't know. The Bison started that fight. Maybe it'll work out for them, as Labubu is now getting engaged on, but Schlitten has a really good defensive ultimate for Labubu, but he's continuing to get chased down by Sejuani, and it looks like he will end up actually falling, but not before Schlitten gets another kill onto the Braum. At first, I thought the Bisons were inting there, but it looks like they did just have extra members since Gimmick did get caught. The Ahri just made the difference in that fight, and they're able to find the kill onto Labubu. Oh, he's dead. Let's see what he got. So, yeah, he's 198 stacks right now. So when he gets that 225, he'll be big chillin'. And he might actually get it at this dragon fight, depending how long they end up fighting before the dragon. But Tarleton, they do try to typically start it right away and burst it down and 50-50 it. But before dragon spawns, looks like the Bisons will pick up this Herald, as Tarleton don't really have anything that can go contest it. Looks like Labubu. Wonder what he's going to get this item here. He has a BF sword. Possibly an early Infinity Dash. Ooh, and those happy feet. He's able to dodge the Sejuani ult. She won't have that for Dragon now. Labubu not even have to use a flash or anything. He's just able to eat out of there and not have to worry about it. Jord getting ran down by Malphite. The pure tank right there. Able to pump out damage. You love to see it. As Sejuani has returned. Schlitten able to find a Q to poke her down. He's not going to be forced to do blue buff. As Tarleton has started the dragon, they have all their members mid lane here. Sejuani doesn't have ult because she just used it, so they don't really have anything that could pressure Labubu besides this Herald. Now, Tarleton did pick up the dragon. They're going to try to defend the mid tower after they heralded down. But it looks like that's all that the Bisons are going to do. They just get a couple tower plates and then back out, as Tarleton will be able to continue to keep pushing, keep scaling. And looks like Jord actually gets a tower top lane. Able to get some gold back. He's quite behind in top lane, down 50 CS. But Set, again, is just a champion that will always be useful. He can always press R on someone to knock them back, and his W can just pop off in certain fights, especially if they group up and just get surrounded. That Malphite E just slows down Jord from auto-attacking. But he's able to trade a little bit. Labubu, now at 225 stacks. He has the execute. Sejuani does ult him. And he's just getting perma-CC'd right now. He tries flashing away, but it doesn't really do much, as they end up just getting double killed. Val holding on to the ult. He was trying to wait out that Braum shield, but it was just up for too long, and the ult just couldn't really do... If he would have used it, it would have just been wasted, so I guess he decided to hold on to it there. Use it for this next fight. Gimmick coming in. He's ulting down to secure that minion wave. He does not want to give up mid tower quite just yet. That's very smart, as once mid tower falls, that allows the enemy team to kind of open up into the jungle, allows them to put some deep wards, allows them to be able to move more freely, since that big part of that middle is just no longer in the map. So he's going to hold on to that tower, defend it. Labubu, he had 250 stacks at 20 minutes, so he is like 50 stacks ahead right now, looking clean. Yeah, it looks like he will be going for that Infinity Edge. He has that pickaxe now. Looks like they are getting caught once again. It looks like the idea for the Bisons is just a 5-stack or 4-stack mid lane to find some picks on Tarleton, as they're able to do it again. It looks like they're going to rush Baron this time around. Ori doesn't have ult, while Victor is just going to look to rush her down. You have to be aware of this Baron play, as looks like Schlitten's going to walk up here. They're kind of pinging it, so they do know they're on it. Braum getting chunked down, same with Sivir. Amumu has entered the fight. Set, ulting in. He's going to jump right into the middle of the team. He's going to take a lot of damage, but now he's going to have his fully charged W. The Baron buff working for Tarleton here, as Sivir and Braum both get knocked up. Gimmick's going to be able to find some kills. Baron's the hidden member on Tarleton's team, as it continues to pump out damage onto the Bison's bot lane, allowing them to pick up 3 kills and only losing Schlitten. So in the end, I mean, good for Tarleton there. Stop the Baron, get some kills. Technically end up trading the same amount of people with Smolda, Sona, and Schlitten all dying, but at the same time, Sejuani, Malphite, and Sivir dying. Labubu getting real close to finishing his Infinity Edge. That's going to be a big boost to his power. He will only have 50% crit, but whenever he does crit, it will just do insane damage with that extra crit damage. He's just starting to delete these waves, continuing to stack. Almost approaching 300 stacks. You gotta watch the little recall animations. Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. This is going to be the next big team fight. Both sides want to secure this dragon as the Bisons want to prevent Tarleton from getting soul. And of course, Tarleton, they want that soul. Got it the first game. Looking to get it this game. So far, Schlitten has been winning every single smite fight, even the ones where they don't use smite, against the Sejuani. As tensions start to rise. Drag spawning now in 3 seconds. Tarleton looking to approach this fight. They now see Sejuani. Malphite TPing in. Bjord is also doing a TP near the bottom side, so he's going to be a little bit separated. Labubu trying to position himself in a safer spot. Malphite now, he can always dive in on Labubu, but instead it looks like Schlitten is the first one to engage here. Going on to the Sejuani and Sivir. Fights are just breaking out all over the map. Tarleton are continuing to dive the back line. Now Malphite has flashed onto Labubu. Labubu is in a good spot here to stay alive. Besides that, they do end up killing the Malphite, continuing down. Sejuani, she still is alive, but she's going to have to reset. Tarleton, if they want, they should be able to get this dragon for free. Schlitten finding that killer engage as his ult ends up, I think, hitting 4 or 3 maybe. I wasn't too for sure there, just too much going on. But it does connect on a lot of them, allowing Tarleton to rock up to that team fight and position themselves to be in a winning spot here. As they will get this Mountain Soul. And it looks like Labubu actually ends up getting the dragon right there. At this point, I don't know if the Bisons really have enough damage to really poke through Tarleton's comp, as Victor is a little bit more of a beefy mage, and of course Amumu's a tank, and Set is also just a bruiser. So they have a lot of tanky members now combined with the Mountain Soul. Just going to lay onto that even heavier. Sivir still only has 2.5 items. She doesn't have LDR yet, so she doesn't have that armor pen. And Ari has also just been pretty behind this game for some reason with the Magi's. And it's not really working out too well for her. Only 10 stacks on it right now. Especially with a comp like Tarleton's where they have that CC, they have that one-shot potential, especially with the Smolder getting into the end with his last couple of items. Looks like Bjord starting to win the top fight. Might be due to having that Mountain Soul giving him his own little shield while Malphite gets his. A little bit more evenly matched now. Gonna do a stack check. Labubu at 322 stacks. So at this point, up about 60, 70 stacks. Looking good. Looking real good. Ari's gonna commit the TP here for this play. Thinking Tarleton's a little bit over push, so they're going to send the teleports. Malphite also looking to rotate down, but Bjord will have that first rotate on them. But knowing that, Bisons will back up a little bit. Not want to risk anything. Baron has, it's currently up, so Tarleton is looking to start it. Bisons will have vision of this, though. Val playing a little cheeky, spotting out the team. Keep slowing the Sivir. Oh, now it looks like he will be caught, though. The ult does hit both, as Braum tries to get away. And Schlitten wins yet another 50-50. He's won every single Smite fight tonight, not losing a single objective. He's really showing that this game might just be a jungle gap, as he is not losing any of these fights. Gotta say, Schlitten has just grown so much, putting on a show for us tonight. Now the Bisons ended up losing no members, but they did lose that Baron buff, which will allow Tarleton to continue to siege in this mid lane they're currently doing, and Bjord will be pushing in that top lane. Always good to have two lanes pushing. Gotta love the 1-4 strategy. There is Elder Dragon spawning in 3 minutes, so Tarleton has some time to push and play around for a bit. As now Bjord is starting to hit that top tower. Looks like Bisons are going to have to react to it. But Bjord, it was a full HP tower, but now already down to its last tower plating. Looks like Tarleton will now be able to siege mid lane now that Malphite is top lane. Okay, Schlitten does hit the Q, but looks like he doesn't want to go too much farther than that. Looks like Tarleton will just pick up the inhib and back out. A lot of poke coming through, especially by Gimmick. So far has been playing a pretty clean Victor game. All of his deaths were from ganks, and he was able to always pick up some return kills. Schlitten going a little deep here. With that Mountain Soul, though, he doesn't take any damage. He just goes in and walks out. Tarleton pinging towards this top side. They want to secure that tower, get as much as they can with this Baron buff, stack as much gold so then they can rock up to this Elder Dragon as strong as possible. So it looks like they will be sending all 5 of their members to finish off this tower. They do end up getting it, leaving Elder Dragon a minute left. Tarleton now having to be a little bit careful, as any moment they get caught now will impact this Elder Dragon fight. Labubu getting really close to getting LDR here. That item will just help deal with this Malphite and Sejuani, the last lines of resistance really with the Bison's team comp. They have that tankiness, but as soon as Labubu gets this item and he just completes it, he'll be able to shred through that front line a lot faster, allowing him to A, survive the Malphite, and B, get to that back line. Currently though, Malphite does have that 3-level lead on Labubu, making him a little bit scary. However, with the Sona though, Val the Grand should be able to keep him live long enough to really deny Malphite from these prolonged fights of dwindling him down. Bison's trying to do what they did earlier in the game, where they try to catch out Val and Labubu here, but it looks like they have learned their lesson. They know that they can't just push mid lane too recklessly alone. As Sejuani goes in here, looking to find a fight, but she ends up just instantly dying. Malphite ult does connect on 3 of them, but Bjord is able to return with a massive W, taking out the Braum. And Labubu at this point, tanks don't matter, as he just ends up killing them. Tarleton don't even need the Elder Dragon. With 4 members dead on the Bison side, they're just going to look for the end here. Victor's the first one to hit tower. Bjord now teleporting in. This might be the end for the Bisons. Tarleton hit the Nexus towers. Bjord just looking for the RE. He gets the kill while Tarleton ends out the game, winning game 2, winning the series. Your Texans going 2-0. Now 2-2 in NECC. some great games tonight. I mean, every member really showed off, each respectively on their own. Gimmick with some good mid lane. Bjord with some good... Or both the solo laners had a lot of solo kills, a lot of good solo plays. And of course, Val and Labubu in bot lane did a fantastic job about... Once they got a lead, they were able to just really establish and build on that. And then I have to say, Schlitten was just a demon tonight, securing every single smite fight. He just was able to get the objectives Tarleton needed to end out these games. But thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting our Texans. Hope to see you next week. But besides that, y'all have a great weekend and take care.